Welcome back to The Takeout. In our federal system, the Supreme Court is kind of a fortress of history and grandeur. Yesterday, got a little bit more historic. President Trump became the first president to sit through at least part of oral arguments on a case sitting before the court. The question, the future of birthright citizenship, which this president very much set in motion. CBS News legal contributor Jessica Levinson joins me now. Jessica, always good to see you. I don't typically memorize the number of executive orders, but I have committed this one to memory, 14160, because it sort of cuts to a core question about American citizenship and how we define ourselves as a country. How did it go at the court yesterday?
So I think that it did not go well for President Trump. Major, as you know, we always have to be careful about reading too much into oral argument. But I think the reason it didn't go well is because this, as you know, is a conservative court, and they read the Constitution in what's called an originalist way. What do the words of the Constitution mean when they were added to the Constitution? When the 14th Amendment, for instance, was ratified in 1868, because we're talking about part of the 14th Amendment here. How have we historically read those terms? I think all of those inquiries would indicate that the president cannot, by executive order, seek to redefine the Constitution, meaning seek to redefine the 14th Amendment birthright citizenship clause. So I do think some people were surprised by the questions and how it, as you know, the justices asked tough questions on both sides, but I still think this is 7-2, 8-1 against the administration.
There's a moment that struck me, probably struck you, Jessica, when the Chief Justice, talking to the Solicitor General, John Sauer, who was describing what he said is a modern problem, a modern defect, in that there is so-called birth tourism, to which the Chief Justice said, it's a new world, it's the same Constitution.
I think that was the quote of the oral arguments yesterday. And actually, I think that explains so well what we were just talking about, which is an originalist perspective is that the meaning of the Constitution should be read, again, at the time the words were written and maybe informed by historical tradition. That's when we talk about gun control cases. We talk about the Second Amendment and the history and tradition test. The same thing really is true for the word liberty in the 14th Amendment, all of which is to say it was a great pithy line, but it actually embraced so much, which is, yes, different world, but same Constitution. And I'm an originalist. And this is why the Chief Justice is, because he says it's not my role to put meaning that I might want into the Constitution. It's my role to interpret it.
Jessica Levinson, always a pleasure. Thank you so very much.